Hey guys, this is Grim, bringing you another PvP guide, this time for Frost Death Knight. I'll go over stats, priorities, and everything else you would need to know. I will go over glyphs and other things. I will show you some cool rotations, everything else that you guys need to know. I'm your guy. Alright, let's get started. We'll go over glyphs, or talents first, my bad. I go with Plague Breaker because Death Coil, which as a Frost you don't have Death Coil, but as Unholy you will. Your Frost Strike inflict the target, so you don't have. I mean, this Unholy Blight is also very useful. I used to use it a lot, but this seems to be more effective. It can get some on and passive. I don't have to click anything. For one, it's passive itself, and you get an additional stack of your Necrotic Plague, which is really nice. Lichborn, it's a super big buff, especially if you're undead. You're already getting out of fears, sleeps, and charms as undead, so with Lichborn, oh my gosh, I'm making locks rage, priest rage, anything that can fear, they're raging. Lichborn helps out so much, guys. I mean, in PvP, it's all about CC. The only thing it really can't get you out of is Polymorph, but you know, if you rock the PvP trinket, you should be able to get out of Polymorph. All right, this is not a set talent. Yeah, if I were you, Asphyxiate and Chillbanes. They are, well, Blaines. Wow, I thought it was Chillbanes still name. Chillblains, my fault. These two are really good. Bursting casters and stuff. You want to use Chillblains. That thing slows down people like crazy. The people can outrun it. Even your chains of eyes chains people and roots them in place. Your Asphyxiate. Your Asphyxiate is very good against rogues and death knights and warriors alike, all melee classes, including hunters. It root stops in place, so you can just get a good little bash in on them. Runic Corruption, it's very good. You know, you get your ruins faster, and you have a chance, you know, to get a bunch of ruin power, which also helps with later talents. Death Pact, it's a little all weird to actually use this without having to ghoul anymore, but it's actually better beneficial. You know, you get so much of your HP back, especially when you're. I'm not even in a PvP, so my HP is like over 400k while I'm in Blood Presence. And so when they almost got me, I'll pop that. They get so pissed. They cannot get me. I'll just go back up, and I can just death strike them right back up to full HP and just clutch from there if my partner's dead. Remorseless Winter. It's very useful, but at the same time, it's very flawed because if people can just, you know, let's say it's a warrior, they just heroic leap away. If I don't have my death grip to pull them back, and if you can get away from it, then you can get away from it. There's no point. I mean, but it's very useful if you have like a stun on them and you're just or an emergency situation where your partners get jumped. It's good control over the enemy. Desecrated Ground. That's not Desecrated Ground. My fault. That's a really good one. Like it's like another, like, you know, you're immune to a lot of things. You can't, you know, it's very good. But Remorseless Winter will always have a favor for me. Breath of Sindragosa. Now, I personally just thought this was interesting once I seen it, but versing it, I've actually seen why it's useful. There's so much going on, so many animated effects. When Breath of Sindragosa goes off, I mean, if you're not paying attention, it will actually pretty much kill the opponent. I mean, if you don't see it coming, then you don't see it coming. But if you see it, try to get away from it, because if you let it get them, or they let it get to them, they're gonna die just from that by itself, because it's really overpowered, especially with all the mastery and stuff you have, because the frost damage will just go up and up and up. Now, the best time to use this one is when you're at least half of your runic power, because anything less just drains it super fast, and the move is on a cooldown of 2 minutes. Going over glyphs, this is the best glyph you will ever have as a Death Knight, for at least this expansion, this patch, whatever you want to say. Your Icy Touch dispels one helpful magic effect from the target. Now that is crazy. I dispel priest bubbles all the time, and they don't know what hit them. As soon as I do it, I obliterate them, and they're just almost dead. I tear through their cloth. It's so easy. Glyph of Anti-Magic Shell causes your Anti-Magic Shell to absorb all incoming magical damage up to the absorption limit. So instead of, like, you know, going away and stuff, whenever, like, let's say like a Chaos Bolt's coming, Anti-Magic Shell, it absorbs it. You know, it's crazy. It's really, 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 really useful. Glyph of Empowerment. Now this is a good combo. Okay, so you need ruins. You get ruins from your Empower rune weapon. But also, you also heal 30% of your maximum health again, and blood presence, almost 400k, 30% of that. That's a lot. Plus, on top of your death pack, that's like that's 2 full heals almost if you use them right. And people would just get frustrated with it, and you burst all their cooldowns, and they still don't kill you with the whatever you have. Going into the minor glyph, I don't have my other 2 minor glyphs because they're kind of like play glyphs, but they're really useful. I'll just point out the ones I would get. But glyph of resilient grip. When your death grip ability fails because its target is immune, its cooldown is reset. I don't know. I use death grip and sometimes it says the target's immune and it doesn't reset. I'm not sure why it doesn't do it sometimes. Maybe it's a little glitchy, but it should. But I have it just in case it works. All right, going back down. All right, so I would get corpse explosion, which I probably need to buy that, but I will. It's very useful, but I don't have a ghoul, so it won't work. A Death's Embrace if I was unholy or blood. I mean, it's awesome, Path of Frost. I will get this one eventually because it allows you to fall from greater distances without suffering any damage when your Path of Frost is active. That's very useful, and that's just about it on the glyphs, guys. Really, there's not too many good options, too many choices you can pick for Death Knight glyphs. You have to at least get a Glyph of Icy Touch, and come on, Glyph of Empowerment's really good, and at least one of the anti-magic shell ones is like they help, especially against casters. Now, going over some awesome abilities and rotations. Now, I made a one-shot macro, popping my Pillars of Frost with my PvP trinket. That way, once I get them kind of like halfway or low, I can just easily one-shot them with Obliterate. I had a 72k on somebody once when I was in like full blues and with a piece of heirloom gear in a battleground. Also, Asphyxiate is awesome. Like I said, even if you're not even on somebody, its range is incredible. I can easily just death grip or asphyxiate something from like that far away. So if I have a healer trying to run away from me, no, I'm gonna asphyxiate, run up to them, dispel anything they have on them. Then I'm gonna go in to start bashing it with Frost Strike when my ruins are when the ruins don't cost anything, and then whenever Obliterate is triggered, you have the option to use your Howling Blast or your Icy Touch. Now, Howling Blast is very good, but if you can get an Icy Touch that does not cost any ruins, which it will be triggered from your Obliterate, you can dispel something very helpful if you have the Glyph of Icy Touch. Now, like I said, Death Knights are already anti-caster as it is, but why not give them a little bit more of an edge? Like I said, they also can withstand melee players with key spells such as Asphyxiate, Remorseless Winter, Icebound Fortitude, or Fortitude as people say. I do a combo where I use Remorseless Winter and Breath of Cinder and the Breath of Cinder Goza together, and the reason I do that is they can't really outrun me already, so Cinder Goza gets to tick on them over and over and over. Your Death Grip is very useful because now at level 100 you get like a level 92 talent that puts your Chains of Ice on the opponent. Now that being said, with Chillblains, if you have that and you Death Grip them, they automatically become rooted by your Chains of Ice because Chillblains makes your Chains of Ice root them. And also, most people overlook this ability just because, it doesn't do damage or it doesn't protect me against spells. Dark Simulacrum? I don't know how to say that. Simulacrum? Anyway, you do that on a healer, you're about to die, still a Healing Touch, still a Flash Heal, still a Paladin's Bubble. You can still a Paladin's Bubble. I've done it earlier today. That's very useful. I would do that. Now, I used to play Death Knight a long time ago, and I quit, and I thought I would never go back. But this expansion is showing me that Death Knight is very worth it, guys. I would definitely give it a try, and I mean, if you just depending on what race you are, you can come up with your own abilities and combos. Night Elves just got their Shadow Meld fix, where if your partner's in PvP, you can pop your shadow meld because you're not in PvP, so you're not in combat. But anyway, that's just that's what I do. That's some of my tactics. Like I said, Grim signing out. So I hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And this is for you guys. This is what I would do, and this is what I want when I watch a PvP video. So, or a PvP guide. So please like, subscribe, or comment. Grim signing out.